man. Shit. I was just thinking about this Tower of Babel shit again. Tower of Babel. And I'm just like, what the fuck was wrong with people having one language and getting smarter? What the fuck was wrong with everybody having the same physics, biology, genetics? What was wrong with that shit? Why would God down and shit up and confuse the languages? Why? That just seems kind of weird to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit in this joint that just seem weird to me. Fuck with their language when they're clearly getting along. They're clearly getting along. They can all understand each other, and they're clearly getting along. So why would a malevolent deity come down and fuck that shit up? What? That's the question that people need. People not asking no questions. They're just going off of what a motherfucker tell them. And so, and even in that shit, they say, let us, let us go down and confuse their language. Let us go down. So, what is, I don't understand why does a supreme being need that shit? Need us? That's kind of weird. And that's weird to me. Uh, we was in a state of unity, dog. That shit's crazy. We was in a state of unity. We was getting along. We was building shit. Why would the Lord fuck with that shit? That's the main question to me. That's the main question. People believe whatever they want to believe, but that to me, that's the main question. Why would the Lord want the populace dumb as hell? Why? Why wouldn't
Right.
I would think that the Lord want people as smart as they can be? Want
Interesting
motherfuckers
thing.
getting along. What motherfuckers get along? I don't understand that shit, dog. We was in a unified. Why did the population being unified? What was that a threat to Yahweh?
Why was that a threat to Yahweh? You said
Yeah, was it a threat to Yahweh that we was unified?
it's yet.
But
Would you
I
just say
kind
that
of think it's
Yahweh?
what you was.
Would you say that Yahweh is the same when they say, uh, "I'm a jealous God"? No, they said that I'm a jealous God in the scriptures during the Old Testament. Is that y'all? That's considered Yahweh speaking to?
To me, just to me, the Old Testament is Yahweh. It's all fire and brimstone. It's all motherfuckers getting an issue. Like
Okay.
20 plus million people died in the Old Testament, first of all. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is some ill shit. That's some Yahweh shit. Yahweh shit. Yahweh.
So
That's
who? So
fucking
who
Yahweh shit.
destroyed Babylon? Who destroyed Babylon? If that's in Enlil that who sent the flood? Is that Enlil who sent the flood?
I think so. I think Enlil sent the flood. I think Enlil destroyed the Tower of Babel. I think Enlil destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. I think Yahweh just well, it's like one more place. The walls of Jericho, all that shit. That's fucking Yahweh destroying all that shit. And then you have in the New Testament, which is more like the Incaites, more of the Inky people, they was talking all about uplifting humanity. They was
Right.
talking all about, you know, bettering humanity. But you had these people that was stuck in the Old Testament ways that was fighting against them. And that's what that whole him going into the him going into the temple and flipping the fucking chair, flipping the table,
Yep.
flipping the table, saying you a bunch of fucking vipers like your fucking father. You know what I'm saying? We remember we was already talking about how motherfuckers was mixing, motherfuckers was Nephilims and shit. Niggas was really the children of these people. These people were having sex with earth women And even bringing it to pop culture because nobody wants to believe that they're telling the fucking story over and over again, which they are. You know what I'm saying? You go into the pop culture, Earth Girls Are Easy. There's a movie called Earth Girls Are Easy, where fucking aliens come and fucking take Earth women for their own. I just don't see the difference. Like what the fuck's going on, dog? Why would
Mm.
I just can't get over that shit. The Old Testament. I can get over the Old Testament. So how we go from eye for an eye, fire and brimstone to Jesus? How we get there? That shit makes no fucking sense to me. It's like two totally different books. How does that shit make any sense, dog? Shit don't make no fucking sense to me. For real. All the Genesis is motherfucking bullshit to me, huh? All the Genesis stuff.
Like Genesis,
All the Genesis is like it's weird. They talking about us.
Genesis of say you breaking.
I said Genesis is just weird to me. It's weird. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because number one, I know it's stolen from Sumerian shit, and that's what Bible aficionados say. That's what the Bible scholars say. Bible scholars say to Christian shit. That's what they say. And I just don't understand how we got the Old Testament, this motherfucker killing people left and right. Like you say, I'm a jealous God.
But other side.
To
Which
to
indicates that there's
Jesus,
more than one. Whoever said that, whoever wrote or said jealous God indicated more than one. Jealous of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. And so by even reading I'm a jealous God, it signifies there's more than one.
it's
Yeah,
more
I
than
think
one.
so.
And they're like, and then if you look into how y'all wisdom even came into power, you see how number one, these motherfuckers forced power. They forced it. You know what I'm saying? Is it get down or lay down? Same thing with Islam and Muhammad. Get down or lay down. Period. Yeah, we're gonna
Right.
take this book in religion or we're gonna excommunicate you. Period. For good. That's what these people did. I don't understand I don't understand if if Yahweh was so good, if Muhammad was so good, if the religion was so good, why would you have to force it upon people? Why? That's what I don't understand. Why would you have to force it upon people, dog? You wouldn't. You sit down and bring it even further to the motherfucking missionaries. The motherfucking missionaries that was going into Africa, motherfuckers was starving, and they was like, "Yeah, we give you the sandwich, but you gotta fucking get down and lay down with this Christianity."
We'll give you the sandwich, huh? Uh,
Yeah, that's
did
it.
you?
So if you want to eat, you gotta conform. That's crazy. How is that righteous? You know what I'm saying? I would think just feeding motherfuckers would be righteous. If they want to get down, they get down. If they don't, they don't. That's what I would think.
If you want to let it conform, that's it. Yeah. Uh,
It's crazy, and that's what they did. Well, all out through history, and that's what kills me because it's not only the history that's telling you that; it's the fucking Bible that's telling you that. And like I said, in the Old Testament, it's all Elohim, us, and then it switches to Yahwism. Believe in only me, God, God, deity. Believe in me. That's it. Not nobody else. And I already told you how when there's Alexander's. generals took over, the one especially who took over Egypt, he was like, we have all these white people bowing down to black deities. We need to switch this shit up. We need to switch this shit. We need to make all white.
Right.
Anything we want to, we can look it up. But you want to fight me? You want to fight me about what I say? Because you don't like what I say. I ain't for everybody, though. I just come to the terms that I ain't for everybody because I ain't gonna pussyfoot around. I ain't gonna pussyfoot
Right.
around, dog. That time for that shit is over. We're staring down extinction. If people don't know that, they better fucking do research that shit. We're staring down elimination, dog. We're not gonna make it if we don't smarten the fuck up. We're going to be wiped out. We're gonna wipe ourselves out with just selfishness, with just individualism, with just materialism, really even with this capitalism. For real, we're gonna wipe ourselves out with that shit, dog. Doing that shit. Because less people are having babies, less people are getting married. And that's not
Right.
good for humanity. It's not good for humanity.
Mm.
If the family law system who makes it so people don't want to get married or whatever, they know what the fuck they're doing. And I personally don't think that the population of people is smart. They don't be smart to fuck up. But some point, it's really like I said. I'll be damned if I take anything less to give me. I will. I'm not going to take that shit because this shit's bullshit 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, that's bullshit.
He said, I'm not gonna take what master gonna give me. That's real shit.
I mean, I don't know, though. I don't know why would somebody who hates you give you the light. So somebody that hates me, somebody who tried to own me, somebody who castrated me, somebody who whipped and beat on me, somebody who made me look like a chump in front of my woman is gonna give me the light of the Lord? Fuck no. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that
He
shit,
said,
dog.
the light of the Lord, I'll give you the light of the Lord. Oh
And
shit.
people, and and it's not like I'm just hating. I'm whatever. See, people want to say, "Oh, you did mine," but this is what is crazy to me. The same people that will say I'm being demonic or I'm a Satanist or whatever, how they run in Christianity is satanic. Period. Do whatever the fuck you want. People
Right.
actually think they can do whatever the fuck they want. People don't think there's rules to this shit. And they stupid. I'm saying it right now. They're stupido. El stupido.
El stupido.
Because if you think you can do whatever you fucking want, you need to go over there with a Crowleyist. You're a Crowleyist, you're a Satanist. And motherfuckers need to look up Satanist and see what the fuck it is. And it is doing whatever the fuck you want, no matter what anybody tell you. That's what people think. People think you can do whatever the fuck they want. That's stupid, man. It's crazy, dog. I don't get it, yeah. There's rules to this shit. Ain't that what Biggie said? He said there's rules to this shit. I made me a manual. And motherfuckers ain't living by the tenets.
He said, I
Motherfuckers
made
ain't
me a
living.
manual.
Yeah. I made me a manual. And you already know what we was talking about manuals. Emmanuel. You know what I'm saying? You already know what we was talking about that. Manual? Manuel? Hmm. Seems kind of fishy.
I wonder if the I wonder maybe if the Tower of Babel was the way they was communicating the elves, the way the elves were communicating.
I think that the Tower of Babel was a communication center, and they ain't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want the population listening into angel radio. That's what it was. I think personally, that's what
Angel
I think.
radio.
They ain't want motherfuckers be listening into angel radio, and we truly find out
Mm.
how many deities it is. How many deities is it? It went, like I said, the Old Testament, I'm a jealous God, meaning only worship me, don't worship other gods but me. To the Old Testament, to the New Testament, it only being one God. How the fuck that happened? People really grinds my gears. Is that people are not even asking questions, they're just believing. They just believe in shit. They just going along with shit. Not asking no
Mm.
questions, it's going along with shit. And that shit crazy, dog. That's just really sad. You know what I'm saying? Sad to me. The motherfucker, nobody asked any questions about the Lord, motherfucker, the flood. Nobody got no fucking questions about the flood. 20 million people gone, and nobody got no questions.
Maybe all the questions been asked. I mean, what more questions can we ask other than I mean the same ones over and over? Some of the questions are repetitive because they're not getting answered appropriately, so they'll just you know. Mm, if what? If, mm, but in like in different ways.
You're not
Yeah.
getting a clear
Yeah,
answer
you
to
know
the
how sometimes they
question.
say how sometimes they say they can ask a question, but you can ask one question several different ways. That they're not getting the clear answer to the question. They're being asked several different ways. So you're getting more of a fall than anything because it's more of a clear more ways you ask the question. That's that's what it seems like. Like it just it get lost in time for real. People give up. It's
Yeah.
like the court of law. They try to drag it out. They try to drag it out so long that over a period of time it just erodes. It's like it doesn't even becomes a case file now. That's all it is.
Mm,
Kind of like a script. Yeah,
mm.
it's crazy.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, and it makes sense. But to me, you never stop asking the question. You know what I'm saying? Every generation should be asking these fucking questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never did say I never said stop asking the questions. I said the question acts multiple ways. There's one, you know, what I mean, there's more ways than one to ask the question. Is what I was saying. I never said stop asking. The question should always be asked. It's going to drive the people. You can't learn. You can't grow without asking questions. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Period.
questions happen. Even through curiosity, questions arise through curiosity. That's what a curiosity stands on. That's what birthed curiosity is question. That's what gave us why. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm,
Because yes and no aren't questions. No is a complete sentence. You know what I mean? But
mm.
why can be a question. Yeah. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they destroyed the tower. I just know that the ancient
I
ruins
don't
is
know.
in Baghdad or however. I think they destroyed that too. Who knows? I don't know. They destroyed a lot of stuff. Or they hide a lot of things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now and then they destroy shit, and it's like I don't know. I guess I'm just different. You know what I'm saying? I can't go along with shit if I'm not getting clear answers. I ain't going along with it. Cause to me, that's that damnation shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you end up
Yeah.
damned for the rest of your life, you know? Because you're not asking questions. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what question
And,
would you ask about? What question do you? What questions would you ask about the flood in Babylon? What questions do you have?
on the Bible, I would ask, like, what was wrong with the Tower of Babel? What was wrong with people being on the same accord, moving and acting together? If you didn't want them to have the communication center, just fuck up just tell them don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all you had to do. If you didn't want to put them in the hole deeper, you all you had to do is destroy the Tower of Babel and be like, don't do that shit again. But you fucked up the languages, so we were on eight because we could communicate with each other. We were on eight, and then they took us down to fucking four. Why? That would be my question. Why? What is wrong with what these people were doing? What's wrong with it? You know, the flood is more understandable, even though if you're the fucking Lord, I would think you would just come down and tell these motherfuckers to fucking straighten the fuck up and not
Right.
flood it and not
Right.
kill everybody, but babies and shit. You fucking killing babies and shit. I would think you would come down and tell them, hey, I am the Lord, straighten your ass up. That's what I would think. Before the sick as fuck. The motherfuckers was sick. Motherfuckers was, the great sin, people don't say this. To me, the great sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was the fact that people was all about taking shit. It was about taking, not, oh, this is how we get down. You want to get down with this shit. It was about taking. Just like they try to take them angels. They said them angels look gorgeous. I'm gonna take them.
I said that man was looking gorgeous. That's what they said too, huh?
That's what they said too. Angels were fine or gorgeous or whatever. That's what they said.
Fuck.
How it get
But they
from
were taken.
and then what did I do? You can have my virgin daughters, so you want to offer up. That's why I kind of you got to question the morality of the Bible, in my opinion, especially the Old Testament. You got to question it because what is he sent his virgin daughters to get great, gain great. You know what I'm saying? You gonna send your virgin daughters out instead of the angels. I would think the angels of the fucking Lord will be able to protect themselves. I would think that.
Right.
I would think that. So why you offering up your virgin? That's just crazy. Fast forward to the daughters getting the father drunk to reproduce with him. What the fuck? Seems like it's a lot of fucking weird shit going on in that motherfucker. A lot of weird shit.
Huh.
Why is that? Okay. But that's okay. It's okay. The
That's
uh
bizarre.
incest is okay. Incest is okay. You know what I'm saying? Sending your virgin daughters to be gang raped is okay. That's okay. That's righteous. Righteous behavior. But see, that's why motherfuckers they have this sick mentality now. Because they read this book and see all this sick shit going on, and it's okay because the deity did it, and then they do the same fuck shit. They do the same old fuck shit, dog. Because I'm trying to tell you, send your virgin daughters. It's just like Abraham and Isaac on the top of the mountain, and what in the deity. This is what I think. One deity said, "Off your son to prove that you are fucking with me." Another deity came in and your son, you stupid nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Hmm.
Don't kill your son, you dumb fuck. And that's what it is to me. It's dumb fuck shit to me. I would never offer my daughters up for no fucking angels. I would never offer my son for no fucking deity. Never.
That's real shit.
Real
Rich.
come on, man. I'm a jealous God. Talking about Elohim, more than three beings. What you mean? And that's what they even say in the fucking Tower of Babel. It says, "Let us go down and confound their language." That's what it says.
Wow.
So I'm just to the point, and I tripping for seeing this shit for what it is, fuckery. This shit's some fuckery, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This shit fuckery.
It is fuckery.
It's fuckery, dog. Well, I'm gonna see my virgin daughters out to get destroyed by a gang of people for some fucking angels.
For some angels of the Lord.
But angels should have walked out there, snapped their fingers, and turned all the niggas into mush. That's what should have
That's what should
happened
have happened.
if they was really angels of the Lord.
We gotta melt something. The angel of the Lord. Whopper. Gotta melt some shit.
But
Shit.
snap their fingers and they motherfucker gone. Crazy, dog.
They didn't want to go outside.
Shit's kind of crazy. Man.
They didn't want to go outside. It was like, no. It was like, no.
It was like, nah, fuck that shit. You send your virgin daughters
Yeah.
outside. Wow.
That's the lot. That's not lot. What story is that
Lot.
again? That's
There's a lot.
lot. Okay.
There's a lot. And
Gotcha.
Lot was Abraham's cousin or something, or whatever. He was related to Abraham. That's why they went in there to get him and tell him to get the fuck up out of there because he's by fire and brimstone's going to get rained upon that motherfucker.
That's what's up. Yep. Yep.
I don't understand. And then Lot, drunk or not, incest is crazy. Drunk or not, dog. Drunk or not, dog, incest is crazy. It's crazy to me. Drunk or not. So you go in to save this man, and his first act after you save his ass is incest
Huh. Damn. Yeah.
of his.
Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I thought they got sent out there. You know. I don't know. Suppose.
Motherfuckers was serious about that shit back in the day. Motherfuckers that played that shit. He wasn't just going and shit. It wasn't like today. Today, a motherfucker is a dime a dozen and go outside and be like, here, come here. Yeah, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Back in them days, you wasn't getting shit unless you fucking was tied to that motherfucker. Period.
Right. That she was tied to that motherfucker, man.
Get me like I'm strange for not just fucking believing this shit wholeheartedly without any evidence to saying there's some fuck shit going on. But I'm tripping. Something wrong with me because I read this shit and I see a whole bunch of wild shit going on. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of wild shit going on. Then when you read the Sumerian and you see how these motherfuckers was making motherfuckers, so that's two bloodlines right there. You know what I'm saying? Then Eve came into 500 years later. 500 years later, Eve comes into the picture. That's what the
That's a
fucking
lot of
Bible
years.
says. That's what the book says. That's what the book says. Adam was on this earth for 500 years before Eve. That's what this shit says.
Shit. That's a long time.
That's a long time, dog. That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
And and as soon as she came,
Hopefully, those was in
they don't
Jordan.
say within how many years. They don't say within how many years. But as soon as she come, she fucked around with the serpent and fucked up everything up. Adam had that shit going for like 1,000 years. No problem. As soon as Eve come into fucking is created, is a problem. So what's up with that? It seems like somebody came into the garden to corrupt that shit. That's what it seems like to me. And like I said all the time, I personally don't think whoever made Adam made Eve. Sorry. People can say
No.
people can say and think whatever the fuck they want to, but that's what that's what the book says. That's what I have surmised from the literature. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever made Adam did not make Eve. Sorry. Well, I think we having so many problems today. Why do you think we having so many problems today, dog? You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers is easily manipulated. That's the problem. Men and women. Easily manipulated, dog. Crazy. You crazy to me thinking that I'm off my son to prove to you anything. Why would a DAT require that? Yeah,
Mm.
you can get down with me, but you got off your son. Off his son. The son that you the son that you it was so hard for you to create. Sarah didn't have no babies. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Ishmael, we're talking about Isaac. So you gonna kill your bloodline. That's your main bloodline. That's your main bloodline. You gonna kill your main bloodline to prove to some deity that you uh, the downward shit. It's wild. That shit's wild to me.
Mm.
You know, all that shit is wild to me. I just look at this shit and I'm like, hold up. Well, if you're trying to tell me this is a no one a non-corporeal being that knows everything, why he got killed like 20 months, why he got flooded some shit and killed 20 million people. Why?
Those are the numbers that they say 20 million people.
Those are the numbers they say. I got this joint, I'm gonna show this shit one time. I got this joint where they check where they talk about all the people that the Lord off. You know how they say already how they say that the devil ain't killed nobody, but the Lord killed many people, many men.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fucking truth, dog. That's the truth of the matter. These motherfuckers, that motherfucker killed more motherfuckers than a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like 30 million people, dog. He killed 30 million people. And nobody said, nobody, this is cool. It's okay.
30 million people.
I have a less problem with the with the New Testament. I have a less problem with the New Testament because it seems like that's why I say it's like two different books, y'all. It's like two totally different books. You read the Old Testament and you like, oh shit, what the fuck? Motherfucker killing motherfuckers, motherfucker fucking Joe. Motherfucker doing all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Killing motherfuckers, dog. And in the New awesomeness and it's all it's two totally different books, dog, to me. Because like I said, I've read the first five, especially, and when you read the first five, and then you skim through the Old Testament, tell me it's not a different book. You know, I'm just to the point where it's like
Have you read?
people gotta tell me
Have you read
something.
the middle? Have you read the middle of the book?
The what is that? how does I don't even know how the New
The Dark
Testament
Ages.
starts.
The you have the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's what you was talking about right now. Like there's a middle. There's the Old Testament. There's a middle part of it. There's the New Testament, like the Maccabee Revolt. There's a few other books. Which they consider the Dark Ages. Those are the books that came in between.
Well, that's the
I've read, you know,
Septuagint, though. That's the Septuagint.
the
You
Septuagint.
don't get into the Maccabees and shit into the Septuagint.
That was in there. I know that. I think the Catholic Bible has the middle part. That's why it's 72 books and not
Mm.
66. So I think they have the middle. Mm.
I just wonder what the fuck's up, and I, I just get frustrated sometimes because I get tired of motherfuckers saying something's wrong with me when your DT killed more people than AIDS, nigga.
But something's wrong with you. That something's wrong with you.
I'm tired of people acting like something is wrong with me because I just don't believe shit when their DD
Mm-hmm.
killed more people than AIDS.
That's right. Mm.
I mean,
Whoever their deity is.
whoever,
I
whoever,
don't know. I don't.
whoever,
Yeah.
whoever, whoever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just to the point where it's like, motherfuckers got tell if motherfuckers gonna puff up and talk shit, they gotta say something about the shit. The question, they gotta answer some of the questions. They gotta answer some. For them, if they gonna fix their dick suckers to say something to me about X, Y, Z, then they gotta answer some fucking question. They got some explaining to do. Why is your DET tell Abraham to offer Isaac? Why? 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 Why did your DT kill 20 million people, babies, and all, when you would think that a deity of that magnitude that created everything could come down and be like, y'all niggas stop fucking around?
Right.
That,
Yep.
that, 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 that's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people having a problem with the questions asking, and they just believe that shit wholeheartedly. That's the problem I have. You know what I'm saying? You believe what you want to believe. I don't care about per se, but don't treat me like a fucking heathen. Don't treat me like a fucking something wrong with me for asking these questions when these questions are need to be asked.
Yeah, they're valid questions if it's pertaining to the book and if it's set. And the questions you have are they're upon each precept, meaning that you didn't add or take away from anything of the book. So the questions are valid. They're valid questions. Precept. What do they say? Let interpretation be precept upon precept. Let the book
Mm,
interpret the book, basically. You know what I'm saying? Or let the
mm-hmm.
word interpret the word. So questioning it without adding an ideology is a valid question to me. You're not asking an idea like what if. It's not a what if question. It's a why. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Question.
I just want to know
Why?
why.
Why was it destroyed? Yeah.
I just want to know why. That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there's nothing good in it. Like I say all the time, the Bible is a whole bunch of good shit, a whole bunch of bad shit, a whole bunch of good shit, a whole bunch of bad shit smushed together. That's why I don't fuck with
Oh.
Constantine. I hope he burn in hell. I hope Constantine burn in hell, though. Because the shit he did was he fucked with the books. He fucked with the books. In 300, around 300, was all Greek conquest. That's where that shit came. You don't have anything without Greek conquest. The Greeks going in off in motherfuckers. They're winning. These motherfuckers. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? What's the other Judaism? Did it? Where, like you said, when you look into the Septuagint and you see how these Maccabees, it's all war. It's a fucking war epic. Talking about how they go
Right.
into every. What they say? They say in the Old Testament that um the Lord told the people to go into somebody else's land, off all of the men, and keep the women and children for themselves. That's in the book. So motherfuckers, after that, what's up with that shit? You know what I'm saying? What's up with that shit?
Right.
What's up with that shit, dog? That's
I
some
don't know.
that is some demonic shit. That's
Right.
demonic. I'm sorry. I don't care if you Yahweh said, I don't care who said it. That shit is wrong. What the fuck? Go into somebody else's land and take the land for your own, off all of the men and keep the women and children for yourself? What
Right.
kind of shit is that? That seems that seems more like some Viking shit. Grape and pillage.
Rape and pillage. Yep.
Grape and pillage. That seems like some that's what it seems like to me.
Right.
So how did the Vikings get the memo but everybody else didn't?
Yep.
Why is that okay? Why is the laws against that shit now? Why is the laws you can't do that shit now? You can't just go into somebody's house off the mail and keep the fucking woman and child for your own. What kind of shit is that? You would get bombed on doing that shit.
Right. Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on.
You get bombed on doing that shit, dog. Shit's crazy. And I don't understand what the fucking issue is. Honestly, if motherfuckers who want to say this and that about me, they gotta answer these questions. That's just it. To me. Or fuck you. You know, that's just how I feel. Honestly. Because if you ain't answering, you have no answer to these questions, but then you blindly following this shit, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Might want to look in the mirror and get your shit straight, dog. Wild shit. That shit is wild to me. So, like, really, that's my main thing. That these people got to say something. They sitting there, got all this shit to say about shit that I gotta say. Now, you know, the thing. This is the thing. I've been nice about the shit up until now. I've been nice about the shit. Now I'm kind of like, man, fuck y'all. Die slow. Because if if no one of these people don't hold to the tenets of the Bible. That's why I say most Christians are Satanists, actually. That's why I say that shit. But even if you go by what the fucking Bible says, that's wild shit. Fucking wild to me. Fucking wild to me. Real shit. So before people got come and say some shit to me, they better have at least one of them questions answered, answer to one of them questions before we can even have a conversation. Honestly, honestly, before we can even have a conversation, because I don't see the problem with Tower Bible with motherfuckers working together. That's the fucking problem now. Motherfuckers don't want to work the fucking together. I don't see the problem with working together to achieve a goal. I don't see the problem with that. I don't see a problem with us being able to communicate with each other and our motherfucking science and our motherfucking biology and our motherfucking. I don't see a problem with a unified thought pattern. I don't see it. I don't see the problem with it. You know, and Like I said, I've been nice up to now, but motherfuckers they gonna have something to say. They gotta fucking answer some questions, dog. They gotta answer some questions before I'm gonna be able to accept any of this bullshit. Because all I see is bullshit. And when you read the books, when you read the text, the ancient text, if you look at history, you can see every war is documented in the fucking Bible, in the text. So I just don't understand. I don't understand. It's like I say, what did I say? Solomon. Solomon was warned by the Lord to stop whatever the fuck he was doing. Uh uh Capturing demons and all that shit. If the Lord came down and told you to stop doing some shit, don't you think you would stop doing some shit? That's why he continued to do that shit. It's crazy. That's crazy to me. Why should the fuck Lord if he is the Lord? That seems more like a general. That seems more like a fucking person than a motherfucking deity. You answer that question. You go, come on. And I'm not thing against me is you're not going. It's the same thing I say all the time. These motherfucking politicians and shit. Some of them went to Yale, and Harvard. Why don't they know certain shit? Why are they not? You know, answer. Why don't they know certain shit? Hmm. Why am I asking questions that these motherfuckers are not answering? Asking. 'Cause, well, maybe in a sick way they got the answers to that shit. What up, Omni? Look that shit up, Omni. Mhm. But I just wonder what is up with that shit. We gotta. It's no way that my morality is above the Lord. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. We should be working together. We should be not sending our virgin daughters to get gang raped. You know, certain shit that we should just know is not right. What the fuck? What the fuck? Especially when they are fucking lying. All the different names of the gods are different people, and it's clear. And yes, it's clear because he said he a jealous God and he don't want nobody worship. He went from I'm a jealous God to I don't want nobody worshiping any deities but me to Jesus Christ saying that I'm the son of the Lord. How did that happen? How did that happen? So all these other deities just stop existing? All these other deities just what's up with all these other deities? Really? And like I said, I'll be chilling, but motherfuckers gotta answer the questions before they come talk shit. That's my only thing. Don't talk shit. If these people don't talk shit, they be fine. Yes, translator made up some words, Lord, in the Old Testament to try to make them all have same name. Yep. Yeah, yeah. They made up words. There's certain words that's why I say we going people have to retranslate a lot of shit. It's what it is. You gotta retranslate a lot of shit. And it's like I say all the time, I'm not gonna believe somebody who would sit here to hate me. I don't believe that he's gonna give me the light of the Lord. It's crazy. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that any missionary, any slave master, any missionary is going to give people good shit. I don't believe that shit.
Mm. Right.
Corrupted. But I'm saying that shit is fucked.
That shit
That's
is
what I'm
fucked
saying.
up. Yeah.
Even divinity, you can't believe in your ancestors and not believe in divinity.
It's real talk, bro. Real talk.
Exactly. It took me forever to stop to learn to stop giving authority.
Oh, that's real. You borging out, bro. You doing some cyborg shit. Right.
Supposed to, what am I supposed to think? Just to the like, what am I supposed to first say? Believe the horse shit no more.
What questions you want answered, my guy? Because at first it was the what other questions would you like to have answered? Huh? You said you brought up Constantine.
Oh, yeah, he's the one who made the Bible. The one who made the Bible, though. He the
I
one
thought it was
who
the Ananias
compiled
Creed.
all the books.
Who was the Ananias Creed?
But he was the head of that. He headed that.
He headed that.
He headed the Nicene Creed. He headed that. And when it came down to it, he had final word on that shit. He had final word on what was included, what was not.
Yeah.
So yeah, they might have compiled that shit through a bunch of books on the table, but at the end of the day, it was him who had the last word on shit. So that's why I say I hope he burned the fucking hell, dog. Because he left out some good shit. He left out plenty of the good shit.
Hmm.
He left out good shit, dog.
So, I wouldn't know. That's messed up though.
And
He
I'm
left
just to
out
the point
books. I
where
mean, go
he
ahead.
left out. You know, I'm just to the point where motherfucker gotta tell me something, yeah. I'm not blindly believing in anything. They talk about in the Bible discernment. Talk about discernment. You talk about my people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. You talk about all this shit. So I would be a fool to just blindly believe this shit.
Hmm.
Because even in the own book, they say discernment. They say you will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. So if you stop at this book and you think it's perfect, you're going to be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Period.
Destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You will be destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Is that what it
Period.
says? You will perish
And
for the lack of
you will
knowing.
perish. You will perish for lack of knowledge. That's what exactly what it says. So it makes me a bad guy because I'm asking questions. But the own book says you will be destroyed for you will perish for lack of knowledge.
You will perish for lack of knowledge. Yep, that's what it says. Some shit like that.
And it's crazy. So that's
Hmm.
crazy to me. So I don't understand how people blindly believe this shit.
Because
Really
knowledge, you
anything.
know what's crazy about knowledge? Knowledge is not even something that needs to be retained. You just knowledge is what makes a motherfucker hella knowledgeable is when you say yes and no at the right moments. When you make right decisions. Right decisions makes a person knowledgeable. Damn near whether I can say you're wise. Wise decisions. You know what I'm saying? But right, you know what I mean? Righteousness is what's knowledge is knowledgeable. Make right decisions, especially when you know the fucking you know already. You know what I mean? That's why I trip out on how people get all you know what I'm saying? But it's like that's why it's called sound right knowledge. It's called sound right knowledge because it like you got to realize like people don't hear with their ears; they hear with their brain. The blood
Mm,
you hear with the blood in your brain. You know what I'm saying? When the blood is in the brain, it's everything. You know what I'm saying, including your sight. You know what I mean? Point is though, it's like people still think that their lungs breathe for them. No, your body breathes off the oxygen it's in your blood. You know what I'm saying? Your lungs is what it's the mechanism that attaches it. You know what I'm saying? So you hear with your blood too. The vibrations go through the ear funnel, right? And it hits the bloodstream. You hear with your blood. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear with sound and shit like that. And so you hear with this is just real shit. So it's like how do you tell a motherfucker that's the truth before they be like, well, I believe you, but ain't no buts to this shit, nigga. This is how it works.
but
You're a
ain't
machine.
no but.
You're like
You
an
believe it or
organic machine. You know what I'm saying? Tissue. You know what I'm saying? We call it tissue.
you
Ah, that's real
believe it or
shit.
not.
That's real shit. Whether you believe it or not. That's what I like about biology and physiology and shit like that. I mean, you can't. No one can really denounce that shit. But that's how it is. People ain't really hearing nothing when some people are talking, and that sucks because people like you know what I mean. They still fall victim to because everybody has a characteristic. Everybody has a character. Your character is like your I don't want to say your demon or your alter ego or your angel, but you have a
It's your odd. It's your ID. Your odd. As
your ID.
Ford said that your ID, your odd. You know what I'm saying? That's like a part of your ego. Like I say,
Your
I
character.
never
Yeah,
say it. I
yeah.
never say I'm off some
Because
ego death shit. Never.
huh? What you
I
mean?
say I never say I'm on some ego death shit because you need your ego to survive. You
You need
couldn't
your
survive
character.
without ego.
Right. Everybody has a character. You know what I mean? You set forth. I mean, this is why I trip out on people who are like conceited or people who are what do you call it? They have anxiety too really high. You can beat anxiety by being ahead of yourself, but a lot of that comes from characteristics of who your character are. You know what I mean? Your character is the only it's the mask you put over your authentic self. That's who your character is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everyone has one until they figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
When you're talking to you know what I mean, the mask men, you're talking to a lot of characters. You know,
mm.
something like that.
I'm just tired of people jumping, man. You know, that's what was a brand Nubian said punks jump up and get beat down. That's what I meant. Jump if you want to, but you better have some information behind your shit.
Hmm.
You better have some information behind your shit. Because I'm on some other shit now. Like I said, I've been nice up
I'm
to
a,
this point.
uh,
I've
I
been
said I've been
nice.
nicer to this point. Yeah.
I've been nice about shit up to this point. Now I'm like, man, y'all niggas got to show a nigga something. Show him what you got. That's where I'm in now. Because I got some shit that should make a motherfucker think. If he has any morality left in his bones, he should think.
Right.
Should think, man. He should be like, hold up. These
Hold up.
deities. Oh,
Wait. The
hey.
motherfucker said we're lost.
We don't play.
Smoke weed every
You know,
day.
they smoke weed every day. But
That's funny shit. Well, you
I
good
don't
though?
know, man. Niggas just gotta tell me something, man. I think the time of me just letting shit go is pretty much over. Let shit go, yeah.
Yeah.
You better off just talking regular politics with a nigga. Talk politics with a nigga. Pile of tricks with a nigga. Cause them niggas ain't shit either. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas
Right.
are not shit either. Because the rules and shit that they set upon is all about getting money in their pocket. It's not about freeing nobody. It's about getting money in their pockets. And these motherfuckers been robber barons forever. Forever. Robber barons. Niggas doing fraud, scams. Where you think scams came from? These motherfuckers.
Uh,
Scams came from these motherfuckers. People learn how to scam on all these robber baron ass, forgery ass niggas. Niggas making forgeries and all kind of shit.
he said forgeries. Fuck yeah. I was thinking about doing the same thing though. Not forgeries, but you know.
Yeah, he's talking about those things. Uh, forgeries and everything, dog. And
Right.
I'm supposed to have respect for these people.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to respect them. And how they got where they got was all fuckery. Even the Kennedys, who were more regular people, were bootleggers. They started off bootleggers.
Huh.
They
That's
started. That's how they got all their money, bootlegging. And then they became senators and shit. But they made it all their money through bootlegging. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? And just imagine. And that's what we know. And that's what.
wow. Yeah. He said got offed. What's that? Why what happened? You don't know what to say. Right. Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well, America used to be harder than a motherfucker. Fuck with Americans if you want to. Now it's a whole bunch of leftist pussies. Le- Leftism is stupid because so you're trying to tell me thousands and thousands of years of trial and error you know better than that's insanity. That's narcissism. But you know better than thousands and thousands of years. Crazy. Crazy work. You know better than thousands of years? Nah, nigga, you don't know better than shit. That's why I'm to the point where it's like, if a motherfucker got something to say, he gotta fucking back that shit up with something. You can't just say shit and expect a motherfucker to take you seriously. Why do you say that? What statistics are you going by? You know, you can't just say shit, yo. I'm to that. You can't just say shit. It gotta be backed in something. Can't just say shit no more, man. I'm tired of motherfuckers saying shit. And I'm tired of motherfuckers thinking some damn weird shit. Some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that shit. Tired of the weird shit, dog. Motherfuckers just coming in and saying whatever they want to say. And nobody checking them. Nobody checking them. Just come in and let them say some fucking bullshit that is not even true. I'm truth based. Fuck your feelings and fuck your views. You know that's my slogan. That's my slogan. Fuck your feelings and fuck your views, man. And beefing with a pussy is just the prelude, the beginning. Beefing with a fuck nigga is the beginning. That's what's gonna bring more motherfuckers, man. That's the beginning. After I destroy you, on to the next one. On to the next one. Ain't that what Jay Z say? On to the next one. And that's it. And like I said, I've been nice up to this point, but I'm not gonna be nice no more. I'm not being nice no more about this shit. So you jump up if you want to. I will destroy you, and then I will destroy the next motherfucker that want to jump up. That's just it. That's just
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Because any historian, anybody who's smart is not going to blow their whole load. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to blow their whole load. So I just imagine the shit that I got that I'm not speaking on. Honestly, imagine that shit. The shit that I got that I'm not speaking on. For real. Imagine that shit. The shit that I got
What do you say
that
about there's no secrets? That what do you say? Um,
nothing new, there's nothing new
yeah,
under the sun.
there's no interpretation that's hidden.
Nothing new under the sun. That means, you know, and we've been taught the lie of uh ancient means primitive, and that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Because I actually think the ancients probably were more advanced than we were. You know what I'm saying? We can't
The who?
reproduce the pyramids.
Well, the who was?
I think the ancients were more advanced than we are now.
That's pretty much in that context proven if you're talking about Tower of Babel and Elohim. If the ancients are the Elohim in the Tower of Babel and that civilization, of course they were. Then yes, they were. You know, but that's the only ancient that I'm aware of. I don't know any other ancients.
Look at them temples in India, man.
Well, that was all
You
going on
know temples in India?
that was going on. That was all over. When I say when the Nephilim were the fallen, they were all over. Even the temples in Mexico, Tucaclan and all that shit, oh, and Egypt and all that. All those
Yes.
the reason they all coincide together because they were built at the same time with everybody together. You know what I'm saying? This is the
Hmm.
some would say the Tower of Babel wasn't located in Baghdad. The Tower of Babel is actually when that civilization was already utilizing these ancient locations to communicate. So it destroyed the entire ancient way of communicating, the whole entire system, instead of just a one fucking Taj Mahal. It wasn't the Taj Mahal building. It wasn't like a skyscraper. You know, what I mean, they gave it to us in a skyscraper, but you know, what I mean, like I say, allegedly, the ancient. It's like saying, like you said earlier, disconnecting the ancient way of communicating. Maybe the spiritual way of communicating. Who knows? They say that's when telekinesis left. 'Cause, you know, we all spoke one language. It would better be off. It would just basically say we still speak these tongues, but we would do it telekinetic, and so it was able. People was able to pick up on shit quicker. We lost that. There's a lot of
I don't
types of
see the problem.
hmm
I just don't see the problem, dog. I don't see the problem with the unified field theory. I don't see no problem with it.
That's why it's back. We're using it. That's why I don't see a problem with it either. That's why I use these devices. These mobile devices, are harnessing the same frequencies of what we discussed when we talk about ancient communication. You know, I mean, we can better off say the supercomputers is creating the Tower of Babel all over again. That's what these supercomputers are doing. Because the supercomputers are allowing our mobile phones to operate this way. That's why the mobile phone is getting more powerful because of the supercomputer, not because of the tech. The tech is just getting, you know what I'm saying? You know, what I mean, allowing the phone to withstand what's coming to it. But the frequencies that's coming to this phone is highly powerful as fuck. Fuck around and jump through a portal to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? This bitch is like
Fuck, jump
unlimited.
through the phone.
Yeah, turn that bitch into a laser or a dew weapon. They get a direct
Right,
energy weapon real quick.
jump through the
Zap.
phone.
Uh-huh.
That's wild
Supercomputers.
shit, though. I just don't see what is wrong with the unified field theory. I don't see what's wrong with it. I don't see what's wrong with us all speaking the same language so we can understand each other. And that seems like some golden age shit. That's what that seems like. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Uh,
seem like no bullshit. It don't seem like something wrong. It seems like that is should be what the DT wants.
right. For real.
Walls of Jericho. They use sound to fucking destroy a whole motherfucking kingdom.
The walls of Jericho to bring the walls down. When you think
I'm
about it,
just to the point.
after the flood, for the flood to be what it was, they said that it was to wash away. You know, what I'm saying that can the fallen and all that. The first city after the flood built was Babylon. You know, Nimrod being the
Mhm.
king. You know, Shem, one of Noah's son. Or, is it Noah? Shem's son. Shem killed him with a sword. Like you know what I mean? But he was the
Mhm.
king. So it was like the most evilest city in the Bible came after the flood first. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you didn't do a pretty good job cleaning up. You know what I'm saying?
And
Ooh
they
shit,
say
right?
they, they they say in that it was giants before and it was giants after. So that shit didn't serve its purpose.
Well, it talks about giants
Yes.
after the flood.
Yes. They said there were giants before and there was giants after. That's what the book says. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to the point where it's like, dog, you. I mean, it floors me because it's like, what are we talking about here? You know, that's what I find myself saying all the time. What the fuck are we talking about? The Lord, the main deity, who created everything,
Mhm.
couldn't wipe these giants out. Didn't wipe these giants out. Killed 20 million people, unalive 20 million people, but
Well, what?
The main deity who supposedly created everything
Hmm.
can't get rid of the giants. And he offs 20 million people, and the giants still here.
Oh shit.
That's wild. That's wild. So, like, what do we talk about here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we talk about here? Real shit. What do we talk about? You know? So, what do we talk about here? For real. Try you. I don't know how to use this shit, dog. I just don't I don't really get it, dog. I'm just to the point where I'm like I said, I've been nice about it until this point. I really have. I've been staying out of it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm to the point where if people keep on fucking poking, I'm gonna start telling what I know. Period.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying what I know. If people keep on poking at the bear, I'm gonna say what I know. I'm gonna start asking questions. That's it. And I ain't gonna be nice about it. There's no need to be nice about it. I don't feel like there's no need to be nice about it anymore.
Real talk,
Real shit.
brother. Real talk. Drop those jewels.
That's just it, dog. I'm tired of people in the shit, man. And that's what it really is. I'm tired of people in the shit. That conversation I had yesterday pissed me the fuck off, you know. Talking about, oh, men need to get all the way together before women even take a fucking step. Retardo. But then you slow way of thinking. You take no accountability. You're a child. You're a child. You don't want to take accountability for your actions. And in a way, that is what is happening. In a way, men are getting their shit together. And they're going to be like, no real man one or three or four. Period. No real man that worked hard to make all this money in X, Y, and Z wants the three or four. Nobody wants that shit.
Nobody don't want that shit.
Man, I don't know. I'm just different. You touch anything I love, I'm take your head off. Period.
That's
You
real.
touch anything I love, it's trouble. Shot down. It's trouble, dog. This is what it is. You touch anything I love, I'm gonna be at your head, you know? I'm gonna be at your helmet, dog. That's just what it is, dog. And I don't see why these people don't feel like that. I don't see why you off your own son, dog. That's crazy shit. Off your own son.
That's real.
Off your own son. Send your virgin daughters out to get destroyed. Nah, that's just not. None of that shit is righteous to me. None of that shit. What the fuck?
No, ain't none of that shit righteous,
Incest is
bro.
not righteous to me.
That shit ain't righteous,
It's not.
bro. Like, get that nigga chin check, bro. Get your tooth chipped, bro. For real.
And whoa,
That shit is not fucking gangster. Sending your kids out there. Sending your daughters out there. Nigga, pimping is hard. Nigga, you be serving pimps now. Yeah. Hit the pimp, nigga, rob the pimp. Nigga, bam, bam.
this shit crazy, dog. These people, this shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. This shit a little bit crazy. It is what it is, but shit crazy because I won't do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't do none of that shit. I won't do none of that shit.
Huh.
I ain't down with none of it. Straight like that. I ain't down with none of it. And people can think whatever they want to about it, but I ain't down with it. Period. You know, that's just it. That's just it. And if people want to believe that shit, they more than welcome to. But they need to have something to stand on if they want to jump against me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I spit at
Yeah.
you straight out the book. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I say
Damn,
this all the
you got
time.
that? You making all that smell going like?
Crazy shit. Crazy.
There, okay, he in there? There. I know he's sleep.
Well, shit.
Oh, that's why he went to that Renaissance event. I just got here this morning. It was that shit smell good though. Go ahead.